Hey everybody, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. It's Dr. Brooke Goldner. Let me put these in too, because I think it's been helping the sound be better, and because Thomas is doing some intense coaching right now, and he's coaching his butt off right now, some really good stuff. But I want to make sure that you're not hearing him instead of me. Can you check real quick and see if you can hear me well on Instagram and Facebook? Let me know that the sound sounds good. Okay, I got my Prime Day AirPod update. They good?
Yeah.
You hear me? All right, sweet. Okay, let's see what we got going on. So, my name is Dr. Brooke Goldner. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. This is my time where I try to donate as much time as I can to help the public, free of charge, to see if I can help you be inspired and healthier and happier so you can live a good life. A lot of people are having are sleep deprived today. I am a bit too, because of the election and everything else. I think I woke up multiple times just to check my phone. So if I'm a little punchy today, that's the reason. But I think it's a good time to all get together and talk. And so I was trying to think of what a good topic would be today. And you know what? I'm going to start with a topic that actually, as usual, has come up multiple times today. One with somebody who messaged me with a struggle, and someone I just got off the line teaching. And the topic would be to understand and not discount the negative effect that emotional stress has on your health. Having worked with so many people, especially in rapid recovery. Rapid recovery is a program where I work with people every day. So we have a rapid recovery group. We work with people every day for 6 weeks. I have private rapid recovery where my husband or I work with you every day for 4 weeks. And when I initially started doing those programs, my focus was on food, right? Change your diet, change your health, change your life. Yay, move on, right? And what I found over the years, especially as I work with more and more people, so my entire presence, success out there in the world, the reason you're even seeing me or maybe YouTube recommend me, it's all been word of mouth. I never, went out there and bought billboards or anything. That's pretty old school, but I'm old school. It's been word of mouth that this has worked for people. And so word spread and more people came to me. And as more people came to me and I work with more people, I've always adjusted what I've done. And I think that's an important thing to do as a scientist, as a healthcare provider, as a wellness coach, is that when you work with people and you see an issue, then you have to evolve and fix it. And that's why, sometimes people will ask me, why is it that what you teach is not exactly the same as what you taught in 2015? Because I'm always willing to learn, evolve, and grow to help meet people's needs and to help people get better. And so what I saw was that for people who were otherwise happy and enjoyed their life, they had a wonderful, healthy partnership or marriage. They had purpose where they enjoyed their life. They had a job they loved, volunteering that they loved, things like that, but a purpose where they woke up every day and felt like, yes, there's something I really love to do with my life. That those people, when I changed their diet, could be symptom-free, sometimes in a week, 2 weeks, definitely by, 4 weeks. I mean, it was incredible how quickly their symptoms went away. And then I started to see other people who weren't as happy. They had toxic, unhealthy romantic relationships. They had unhealed trauma. They had anxiety, depression. And those folks struggled, where they would get positive results, but not as quickly as the others. Or even when they did get them as quickly, they would discount them or not even realize them. And I went, oh my gosh, the only way to get the same results in all the people would be to make sure all the people could get to the same level of emotional health. And thankfully, I've done a lot of work in helping people that. Some of you may know, I'm a board certified psychiatrist. I'm actually board certified in psychiatry and neurology, but my specialty is on trauma and helping people with unhealthy, negative beliefs about themselves, unhealthy relationships. I know that we're trained to be just looking at how they call it psychopharmacologists. I never wanted to be a psychopharmacologist, meaning that you know what medicines to use to adjust brain function. I'm very good at that part of it. But just like back pain needs not just medication, but physical therapy. When you know how to help people work through emotional issues, they tend to not need all that psychopharmacology, right? And so I always wanted to help people truly heal emotionally as well. And so I went, okay, so I have to apply those skills to the folks who are trying to get rid of autoimmune disease. And when I help people overcome negative thoughts, overcome negative habits, when I help them actually start to communicate in healthier ways and have healthier relationships, their recoveries match the people who are already happy to begin with. And so that is why there's so much focus on that. Actually, the person I just finished talking to, I was running a little late because I like to spend as much time as I can with people. So my wellness appointments are usually 75 minutes. But I was like, oh, I have a few minutes before Wellness Wednesday. Let's just keep talking. And one of the first things she said was, wow, I'm so happy that you're talking to me about more than just my diet. I didn't know. It's like, your diet, I only needed 15 minutes for. 75 minutes is to get to know you. So I can understand what's really the issue. Is it a problem with your diet or is it a problem with the rest of your lifestyle? And she has a very unhealthy romantic relationship. And that's affecting her ability to heal. But in spite of that, her labs are much better, right? But symptomatically, physically, she's not feeling as good as her labs are showing she's getting. And I do believe this is her major stress. See, when you're in an unhealthy relationship with someone else, especially one in which the other person refuses to acknowledge when they're wrong, has expectations of how they want you to act, when they are not emotionally available, when you feel like you have to bend like a pretzel in order to be pleasing all the time to others, those things have a direct level of the stress you feel every day. And some people are so used to stress, they don't even know it's there. And that affects your health. So I just want to put that out there for all of you that, listen, the nutrition is what is necessary for cellular repair, right? The nutrition in my Goodbye Lupus protocol that's based off our hyper nourishment protocol, right, is all about optimizing the nutrition that accelerates cellular repair, cellular function, cellular metabolism, and immune function. So when you eat those things, and this is why we have results across the board in all the different conditions, from low energy, autoimmune disease, heart disease, diabetes, all of those things. The reason that people feel better from all these things is because we're just focusing on cellular repair, right? So that's always going to be a benefit. And I don't want anyone to think, well, since I have stress in my life, I guess it's not worth doing this. No, you need it more than anyone, right? You need your nutrition to be on board. But understand that the inflammation and damage in your life comes from more than just diet for a lot of people. If everything else is happy and it's just diet, you apply that nutrition and you're set. But if you're struggling, it's so important to look at how much stress am I going through every day, because stress has been proven to be inflammatory. Depression is inflammatory, and emotional drama, trauma, and stress is the most exhausting thing people can live with. All right. I've been through all of it. I have had lupus exhaustion and fatigue. I have had being an intern and a resident working 30-hour shifts, exhaustion and fatigue. And I've had emotional exhaustion and fatigue. And the emotional definitely is the worst in terms of being able to even function. So I want you all to be aware of that and to make sure that you're paying attention to that. All right. Whenever someone struggles to get better, they always want to blame something, like, oh, maybe I have an histamine issue. Maybe I have a reaction to flax seeds or this or that. But often they don't want to look at what's more likely, which is you have ongoing inflammation and stress from stuff going on in your life, and you have to address it in order for your body to get healthy. All right. So I just want to bring that all to you, especially now today where a lot of people are feeling very stressed, especially in the US, maybe in other countries too, because of what goes on in the US. No matter what side you fall on in terms of politically, I think everybody had a stressful evening. A lot of people are still feeling that way, and we all have to work on that. But those are acute issues. For the people who are chronically dealing with it, that's going to start affecting your health. So look around you. How do the people in your life make you feel? That matters. It matters. And you're worth being with someone who makes you feel seen and loved. That's what I want you to know. Okay. All right. So let's see what everyone wants to know on the internet today. All right. Let me see here. Thank you. All right. Oh, thanks for the preach comments. All right. Let me see here. Veggie T wants to know, am I doing any conferences in Cleveland, Ohio, or Pittsburgh? You live in Youngstown. Would love to meet me and hear me in person. I'd love to meet you too. You know, I went to Carnegie Mellon. I trained at West Penn Hospital there when I was at Temple for medical school. I absolutely love that city. I love Pittsburgh. I don't have any plans to be there anytime soon. And honestly, if there's a conference going on in the next few months, I won't be there because I have long decided not to be in snow ever again after many of years of living in it. But if you are aware of or organizing any conferences in the spring or even the summer, reach out to me. I'd be happy to join. There actually is a section at goodbyelupus.com where you can invite me to speak in an event, and you can always do that. And I'm absolutely love to teach. I love seeing people in person because I get the hugs. I love the hugs, and I love getting to meet with people heart to heart. And always people feel like they know me because you can see me all the time. But I love when I get to see you. So that would be super cool. All right, let's go over. I hardly ever start on Instagram. So let me go over on Instagram and not make you feel like the unloved group here. All right, let's see. Okay, so Instagram, Traveling Like Beth wants to know. I swear, Instagram names are always the most interesting. Oxalates and supposed gut inflammation. This person is adamant that oxalates cause extreme gut inflammation. I'm guessing meant adamant. Speak to text, I do that too. That it can cause extreme gut inflammation because the body sees as an intruder and attacks it. Can you just please? It's just misinformation. There is no evidence to show that that's the case. It's really weird what people hang their hat on. It's just not the case. So oxalates are a part of many foods, and our body breaks them down and excretes them. And for most of us, we never even are aware that they exist until you Google something or see something like that. If eating oxalate-rich foods like leafy greens damage the gut, then I wouldn't have this extreme success rate I do of reversing Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, and other inflammatory bowel diseases. It wouldn't work, right? So the evidence shows that that's not the case. Let's see what else is going on Instagram. Hi, Diana. Hi, is it Gaia Diaz? I get some happy love faces. That's nice. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. What we got? Let me see. I haven't had, let me see. Let me get the name right. I just scrolled past it too quickly. Oh, Jesla. I haven't had anyone do my protocol for NF1. I know someone who has it, but I don't know anyone who's ever done my program for it. But if you do it, let me know. Thanks for receiving the love, Diana. Back at you. Nia wants to know, is it common for the tongue to tingle after eating raw celery and cauliflower? Sometimes people can have a tingling effect from cruciferous because there is like a kind of sulfurness to it. Sometimes people will not like the smell of it. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some people will tell me, I don't like the smell of cauliflower. There's kind of a sulfur aspect to it. I don't normally notice people saying their tongue tingles, but sometimes people will say that they, feel like a burning or in their throat or like a bitterness. It's usually expressed as a bitterness. Most of the time when people have pain in their mouths, it's from pineapple because pineapple actually has little barbs in it that rip your tongue and your throat up a bit. And especially if you eat a lot of it, it can be painful. That's why you feel sore after eating it. Is it worth it for the flavor? I think so, but it happens. All right, let's see what's going on over here. Let's look in Smoothie Shred. All right. So if you're looking for us online, it's Smoothie Solution. And I added our names to it recently because people were trying to having trouble figuring out who the official group was, because other people have made groups with my name, but they aren't affiliated with me. So it now says Smoothie Solution, Dr. Brooke Goldner, and Thomas Tadlock. So you know that that's us. And it also says in the description, the only official group. So let's just go in and see. Oh, some beautiful pictures people have posted. But let me find my. It's so active in Smoothie Shred that literally in the time I just talked to you, my stuff gets pushed down. All right, here we go. Here I am. Okay. All right. Danielle wants to know, does Goodbye Lupus Protocol help with dense breasts? Thank you for everything. I appreciate you immensely. Appreciate you too. No, dense breasts actually just have to do with basically age and whether or not you've had children, right? So when we haven't had children and when we're younger, there's a lot more fatty tissue to breasts. And then as we lose body fat, or when you've breastfed, like I've breastfed multiple times, that fatty tissue gets replaced by milk ducts. And then when the milk goes away, you're left with just the dense fibrous tissue. And so it's not a disease to fix. It's just a change in the tissue that happens over time with age and use of the breasts and body fat. So there's nothing unhealthy about it at all. Okay, so no, it won't fix that. Let me see. Oh, yay. So we got a success story here. So Christina says in Smoothie Shred, a few weeks ago, I asked about excessive gas when drinking smoothies, and you advised me to switch to the flaxseed oil and consume the smoothie slower throughout the day. I switched the oil. I hold the mouthfuls along my mouth. It worked. The gas is all gone. Thank you. You're welcome. You don't have to worry about your saliva mixing it and holding it in your mouth, but glad that it worked. For a lot of folks, the seeds just make them feel more bloated and gassy. So yay. I love to see when feedback on a Q&A working. That's awesome. All right. Let's go over and see. I know you YouTubers want to get your time in. Let me go over to YouTube. All right, let's see here. Laura, have you experimented with less than a pound of greens a day for health? Yes, that's how I got to a pound of greens a day. So everything I recommend comes from experience and testing over time so that we could create an actual protocol. So you might have noticed for a lot of folks, when they teach about nutrition and health, they're not giving you numbers and amounts, right? They're like, oh, eat more of this, eat less of this. We wanted to create a specific protocol that people could follow and know they're getting it right and get results. And what we found is when we got to the pound of greens a day, boom, we started to see consistent results in disease reversal, whereas it was inconsistent with lower amounts. So some people get away with it. They do less and they still get results. Wonderful. I don't want anybody to just get away with it or just barely miss it because they didn't get the minimum. The minimum is where we've seen those results really start to happen. And that's how we got to that number. And SM, it's the same thing. So also wondering about like, how do we get to that amount of the pound a day? And like, that each has a slightly different profile, because when it comes to cruciferous vegetables, all of them are more nutrient dense than any other types of things you can eat, fruits or other vegetables. So if you're getting a pound a day of any cruciferous vegetable, then you are getting the amount of nutrition that it takes to start making significant palpable changes in your health. That's why. Okay. All right. Oh, sorry there, Bob. Let's see. So Bob says, I have non-diabetic peripheral neuropathy, multiple A1Cs and glucose tolerance tests and within normal limits. I have AP events are rare. My last can't even read today. My last AFib episode was in 2023. Can I expect any benefit? Yes, you'll always get benefit for your health. In terms of AFib, we have had people with AFib where it went away. And there's others that continue to have it. Again, is it a structural abnormality in the heart or is there something else going on? But we've had quite a number of people in rapid recovery whose AFib events stopped, which is really, really good. So I don't know what else is going on with your health, but improving cellular repair is always going to be a benefit, right? That's like, it's one thing you can definitely do. It's like someone saying like, should everybody exercise? Or is it not good for some people? No, it's always good. Exercise is always good. Now, if you have injuries and things, you might have to adjust what you can do, right? But it's not like there are some people who are born into bodies that should just be a blob on the couch because exercising will be bad for them, right? So when it comes to exercise or nutrition, sometimes we have to adjust things based on how sick someone's gotten themselves and what they can tolerate. but there are some things that are just always of health benefit, and that would be some of them. All right. Like just like everybody should have water. There's not some people who are born where like wine is better than water. I'm sorry. I know that's upsetting. Or where you're an exception. Soda is better than water, right? We all need water, right? When you're trying to recover from damage, you need more than someone who's maintaining their health. But if you have heart failure, now you have to drink less because you literally can't consume water and function normally because it's going to end up in your as edema, right? So I hope that makes sense. All right. All right. Anna, can only buy spinach bagged and some bags of kale mixed in. Getting hard to buy chia seeds in Australia. For some reason, they're selling quick. Can't buy them in bulk. You can use what you can get. I like people having some cruciferous mixed in just because there's nutrients in cruciferous you can't get anywhere else. We have seen people who have used spinach and had great recoveries. But when it comes to things like anti-cancer benefits and antiviral benefits, just cruciferous is so awesome. So if you can get kale mixed in, that's always good. Or if not, then eat things separately that are also cruciferous, like some broccoli, other things. But yeah, get what you can. Be careful though. We just had someone in my group who is having amazing results in healing in all these different areas, but suddenly just started getting massive loose stool. And so one of the things that's cool, besides a lot of the things about my group, is we are watching people every day and we see pictures of their food. And so we were trying to figure out what was causing this. She tends to have issues with her electrolytes. So I'm looking at her electrolytes. And then my husband looks at the picture of her container of spinach and he Googles the name brand and then saw over the past 3 months, there's been a bunch of recalls for contamination of that brand. So she switched out the brand today and the diarrhea went away. And oftentimes spinach gets it, so for some reason, spinach seems to be the culprit. Like it gets the bacteria from a runoff from the factory farms and sometimes it gets contaminated. So I don't know if they're just putting spinach farms next to dairy farms. I don't know why, but so just as a public service announcement there in case anyone's dealing with that right now. Let me check for recalls. All right. Purity in Plants wants to know, is it okay to use hemp seeds instead of flax or chia? No. So hemp seeds are very high in omega-6. So a lot of things have been touted as good for omega-3, like hemp seeds and even walnuts. And I even originally used to say like, yeah, walnuts is a good choice too, because I was accepting what nutrition experts had been saying at the time. Before I actually found a site where I could just look at the nutrient profile of everything and make up my own mind about that one. And just like walnuts, hemp is mostly omega-6. Now, the ratio in hemp, as well as the ratio in walnuts, is actually pretty decent for maintenance because there's a decent, healthy range of 6-3. That's all right. But if you're trying to improve health by drastically increasing your omega-3, then you don't want something that's mainly omega-6 because you'll be increasing your omega-3, but increasing your omega-6 more. And that's not going to fix that ratio, which we're trying to do with hypernourishment. You work with someone with Cushing's syndrome. Yes, in addition to other things. So usually there's a cause behind the Cushing syndrome, like cancers, for example, and people have improved their health along with the Cushing's. But I can't think of a person in this moment who had primary Cushing's that came to me. And so if I can't think of a case, I'll never give you a, yes, definitely. I only tell you results. Cushing's, in addition to other health issues causing it, I've seen improvement. I can't think of a case off the top of my head of just Cushing's, so I'm not gonna. I can't tell you that. But again, doing something that's good for your health is always going to be good for your health. A lot of times, I feel like people will want to hold off on trying to hypernourish themselves. The addictive brain's like, don't do it. Figure out a reason not to do it, and they'll be like, well, if there's no case that shows this is better, then maybe I shouldn't do it. Versus, no, this is only going to help me get healthier no matter what else is going on, which is, yes, it is. Okay. Let me see. All right. And this, we might have just solved it, right, Lisa? So been on the Goodbye Autoimmune Disease Protocol for 5 months and having great results. So I put you up there so we can applaud you. Yes, it's a very good thing. And I'm always happy to see that. But uncomfortable tongue, I'm wondering if you're using pineapple, because that's usually the culprit, versus like bitter kale just leaving a weird flavor. Usually is pineapple. that causes that feeling. All right. Winell wants to know what possible effects can the Goodbye Autoimmune Protocol have on someone who has dementia in their family? It actually can improve cognitive function. So omega-3 fatty acids, especially not just the DHA and EPA, but the ALA from the flax seeds have been shown to be good for brain function, as well as getting nutrients. So nutrients, hydration, all of those things are really essential to brain function. There's been studies that showed even mild dehydration immediately decreases working memory and cognitive function. Mild dehydration. So all of those things are really, really important. All right, let's look at other Facebook folks. All right, let's see here. All right, Myra wants to know, what test would you get for ongoing hair loss? Hair's been falling out for 9 years. My hemoglobin is good. I recently tested ferritin, which is normal because the standard differs from lab to lab. All right, so if you're trying to pinpoint, so one of the most common causes of hair loss is iron deficiency. And so that's a really smart thing to test. So that's a good thing to test. So that's one. And I've done other videos on hair loss, so dive deeper into those. But yes, those are the right tests that you had done for that. Number 2 would be thyroid issues. So you want to look at your TSH and make sure that you're getting sufficient iodine in your diet. 150 micrograms a day is for people without thyroid issues. I have an upcoming video that I'm going to be sharing with you soon that we're working on. That's a longer video explaining about cruciferous vegetables and thyroid, since that question keeps coming up. I saw that being asked, so I'll be releasing that soon. But aside from that, making sure your thyroid function is good, your iodine levels are good. And then the other things that can cause hair loss, one would be changes in hormones. So some people, when they're going through menopause or pregnancy or recovering from pregnancy, some people notice like after pregnancy, ton of hair loss, right? So hormonal changes can affect your hair loss. And if you have actual bald spots, then you want to go to a dermatologist. They may need to do a biopsy and find out if there's an autoimmune component. People with autoimmune diseases can have hair loss. Lupus, scleroderma, they get hair loss as well. Also, the medicines used to treat autoimmune diseases can cause hair loss, like prednisone, like immunosuppression, like Cytoxan chemotherapy. I used to fill the bathtub with my hair when I was on Cytoxan chemotherapy. So medicines can cause it. And on top of that, stress can cause it. So all of those things need to be looked at and addressed. And sometimes it can be complex getting to the root of it. But I know that in my rapid recovery programs, we're working on people's stress and nutrition at the same time. People's hair grow back. In my last group, someone was like, oh, my baby hairs are all growing in, like all the hair loss slows down and stops. So, but we're working on everything at all at the same time. Okay. Let's see here. Smile when I see nice comments. So if you're wondering what I react to, let's see here. Mary, this is an interesting question. Mary McGovern said, what's the difference between hypernourishment or hypernutrition and overeating? So overeating refers to putting a bunch of stuff into your body that's not good for you or not needed, right? So overeating pizza, overeating cake, right? Overeating burgers. So there's a negative connotation to overeating, right? You are eating more than you should eat of something, right? So that is a negative connotation. And it's true for most things that people will eat. Hypernourishment is an intentional overdose, but only in the nutrients that your body uses for cell repair. So when you're hypernourishing, the more you eat of those vegetables, the better the results people get, the healthier they get. So overeating on things that make you healthier is good for your health. Overeating on things that make you sicker and inflamed or fatter, that's bad for you. So it is true that hypernourishment is overdosing on a type of food, right? We're intentionally going up to a higher level than people would normally need. If you ate this way your whole life, if you ate a high raw plant-based diet your whole life, you wouldn't need to measure out a pound or more of cruciferous a day, half a cup of flax, like that. None of that would be needed, right? It just wouldn't be. But when you're trying to correct damage done to 100 trillion cells over years of neglect and abuse, then this way of eating just gets the dosage up high enough for your body to actually repair enough that damage that you can feel. So that was the first time someone's ever asked that. Let me see here. Carla is asking if the protocol can help with types of cancer. I'm always careful on how to answer this, only because it is illegal to say that nutrition is a treatment for cancer in the US, and it's not. I'm not saying it's a treatment. Has the nutrition protocol helped people with cancer in my programs? Yes. People who have done my programs have shown me blood work where their PSA comes down, where CA 125 comes down, where physical tumors are getting better, all these types of things. So I recommend it in addition to whatever treatments you get to help your body repair damage and recover. And also, John Hopkins research shows that cruciferous vegetables literally kill cancer cells, right? So this is something you can do to optimize your ability to prevent cancer and also to recover in addition to whatever treatment is prescribed to you. Say that. All right. Let me see. Oh, you guys are all talking to each other nicely too. All right, let's see here. Joan, this is a good one. Not that others aren't good. Have you seen people help with carpal tunnel with this protocol? Yes, actually. So what's interesting is there are folks that come to me often that are told that they have carpal tunnel. And so it's an overuse injury. And the only thing that they can do is get surgery to fix it. And yet, especially in rapid recovery, the pain goes away completely, which tells us it's not a permanent overuse injury. It was inflammation. Same for hip. You might have seen some videos people made about it where people say, I was told I needed knee replacement or hip replacement, and it was, osteoarthritis, unfixable, and the pain went away. Don't need to get it replaced. So there can be an injury from overuse combined with inflammation and the wrong nutrition that doesn't allow you to fix the injury. So if you're malnourished of the things your body needs to fix the injury, you will continue to have a chronic injury, right? So that's how that works. Yes, it's worth doing. It's worth doing. If it doesn't fix it and you do need surgery, then fine, you need a surgery. But hey, it's worth it if it gets better. Aw, thanks, Lisbeth. I'm just saying, like, we got a rapid recovery person. What are you still doing coming to see me? You're welcome. I love when people come, but it's always cool when people are like, I already got better, but I'm just here. Good to see you, Elizabeth. Rapid recovery is the best thing ever done. It is. I'm so happy when I see people getting better and enjoying their recovery, but also when they celebrate with each other, because everybody needs good news. Like we all need to hear that things work, especially when things are hard. It's always good to hear good news. And we all need that. And so it is really awesome that those of you who I know have been better for a long time, I see names over on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube of people that I know already are disease-free, and you're here. And when you share your recovery and you share your results, you are helping other people heal who maybe just needed to hear that too. So I'm really always happy when I see that. All right, let's see here. Let's see. All right. So let's see. These are hellos. Instagram kind of just keeps scrolling up, so I have to scroll back down and try to find ones I didn't answer. All right. Cheryl Ruiz says, I'm loving your content. I took an epigenetic test for my naturopath that shows I don't absorb plant-based omega-3 and 6 very well. Thoughts, or is that okay? I'm actually a bit skeptical of these tests. It's really important to understand that those tests often don't even, I don't know about this epigenetic test. I would be interested in seeing what they're talking about. But a lot of times what people do is get a test that just shows their blood levels. But omega-3s are quickly absorbed into cellular membranes and used for cell function. So blood levels don't always reflect how much you have. In fact, blood levels might show that you're absorbing and using it, and that's why it's not sitting in your bloodstream. So I would go results-based for you. If you're using flax oil, chia oil, flax seeds, chia seeds, and you're getting results and doing well, and you don't have any illnesses, there's nothing really to worry about. But we should all genetically be able to absorb omega-3s from natural sources, because we wouldn't be able to survive without it, right? Let me see. Hello, living well. All right. Natty Delsky says Seamoss is said to be incredible for hair growth because it has 92 of 102 minerals. Are people sleeping on vegetables, or do you believe Seamoss to be exceptional in that way? I'm not sure what you meant to say on the sleeping on vegetables part. I always hear, there'll be some supplement or vitamin that gets like a ton of great news and then it kind of disappears. I can tell you that a lot of folks I see take Seamoss because they read it somewhere, but yet they're still coming to me because they're still sick. So I don't know. I haven't studied like, let's add Seamoss and see what it does. But I do know that it's not a miracle cure for people. But if you find that it helps you with your recovery, that's awesome. But I haven't seen it be necessary for people. And again, there are some people who take it and they still get sick. So, and creating experiences, do we have the same protocol for adrenal fatigue and lupus? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. And we always have to have at least one question about weight. Christine Fayoen, make sure you watch my videos around weight. Losing weight protocol, already have low weight. Is there a combination of smoothie that would minimize weight loss? If you have an initial burst of weight loss when you start my protocol, that's good because that means inflammation is coming down. Inflammation has weight. So oftentimes people will find that they have 5 to 10 pounds that they lose initially as a burst before they level out. And that's the inflammation dramatically coming down. It's very, very difficult to lose a significant amount of body fat in a short period of time. And that's why there's so many companies out there trying to help people with weight loss. So the fast difference in weight usually comes from shifting of inflammation and fluid in people's bodies. And so that's a good thing and you should be happy about that. But if you are getting enough food in and you're doing everything right and you are eating as much as you're supposed to, then your body will be exactly at the weight it should be and it will level off. All right. People often will also get nervous because they'll go, oh, if I lost 10 pounds in the first couple of weeks, that means I'm going to lose pound every week, every 2 weeks, and then I'm going to disappear. And it doesn't happen that way. There's a burst and then it stops. And it's actually a good thing. I look for that weight loss as a sign of inflammation coming down. It's a good thing. And Kamsky wants to know, is lupus similar to Sjogren's? Is it the same protocol? Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Aw, thank you. Thank you to all the folks saying really nice things. I appreciate all the love. Let me see if anything else is showing up in the smoothie shred. All right, let's go back down here. Hit some more of the YouTube folks. All right. Okay, let's see. Wendy wants to know if putting avocado in a smoothie will balance glucose in smoothies. You don't need to do that. We already have fats in there because of the flax seeds and chia seeds, but you're welcome to put avocado in there too if you want. M wants to know, is it true Costco won't carry Power Greens anymore? I don't know. Is that what happened? We haven't been able to find them lately. I didn't hear that. That would be very, very sad because it's so great to get bulk greens. Now I don't know. I've been wondering why it's been so hard to find. We've been just getting it from the local supermarket, but they're the smaller amounts. I don't know. I'm going to have to look that up. That's a shame if that's the case. All right. One tier for that. Let's see here. Oh, Amy had a cool result here. So let's see here. Amy says, my back went out a month ago. I finally did serious hypernourishing, water, mostly raw food, and still have some pressure and compression, but the inflammation pain is gone. Yeah, and so when you get injured like that, the nutrition will help you heal faster, and then you're going to need to take time for all the spasm of the muscles to recover, and it might even take some serious massage and work to let all that compression come down. But that's really good news. Healing as quickly as possible from whatever is going on. That's what you're looking for. All right. Let's see. Works just wants to know, can you improve ferritin levels without iron supplements? If you have low iron, one of the best things you can do is replace it, just because it's so important. Iron is necessary for holding oxygen in your bloodstream. And oxygen is necessary for us to feel alive and have energy and have hair and all the things that you need, which are more important than even your hair. And so if you have anemia that's from iron deficiency, take the iron supplement while you're working on getting your health right. I have had folks that needed iron in the beginning. Then once they got healthy, they found that they didn't need the iron anymore. But I wouldn't try to avoid taking an iron supplement. I know that it's tough because the side effect is usually constipation, but there are supplements out there that are lower dose, that are more gentle in that way. And hopefully it's a temporary thing. Let me see. All right. Kim Sabi wants to know help for dry mouth during sleep. My guess is you're sleeping with your mouth open. I would see a doctor about that. Make sure you're not having some kind of sleep apnea issue. But if it's happening when you're sleeping, most likely your mouth is open. So yeah, that could be part of the problem there. Try to scroll through here, get as many as I can. It's always good to see Nicole here. She's always the sweetest. You're welcome. Thank you for always coming back and encouraging everybody. It said, thank you for saving my life. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Suzanne wants to know, I have osteoporosis with hypernourishing, or Goodbye Lupus protocol helped me build bone. I've started working out every day at the gym. Yeah, so we've actually helped people reverse osteoporosis, and we combine actually our full Goodbye Lupus protocol with really hardcore strength training. So it looks like you are on the right track. Imani is totally fine to sip on your smoothie all day. Let me see. C-Roy, should I get blood tests to test B12, D3, sodium, zinc, iron? Yeah, absolutely. It's a good thing to test. Zinc, not normally, but if you have issues with it, you can test it. Let's see here. Beth in Tulsa's hiking and listening. Oh, hey, Terry, good to see you. All right, let's see here. I was happy to see the test results were getting better for your liver. All right, Lux, I'm 7 weeks pregnant, wondering how I can do this plant-based, what to eat, etc. Everyone has me stressed out about iron and protein. I can't stomach the texture of salads right now. So first of all, congratulations. I hope this is a good, happy event. You have to not let other people stress you out. There are plenty of people who have had healthy, completely plant-based pregnancies, including this one right here. I wouldn't have been able to get pregnant was I not already plant-based and healed the lupus. I've also helped people reverse their lupus and Sjogren's and other diseases while pregnant. There's many videos of that. I was looking on YouTube the other day to try to help inspire someone who's pregnant. And I found, I think, 4 videos from people who healed while pregnant from autoimmune diseases on the full protocol. So first of all, at 7 weeks out, the fetus is like this tiny, okay? And so the health of the growing baby is really just about your health. So right now it's about you getting nourished and you staying healthy. And so a lot of times people feel like they're eating for 2 when they're pregnant, but you're not. You're eating for 1 and like this much more, and then this much more, and then eventually this much more, and still your nourishment needs are the most important thing. And realize that when we're reversing disease, you are giving yourself the nutrients that build the healthiest cells, which is why it's so healthy for people to do while they're pregnant. The people who've had to be on my full protocol while pregnant, I've come to start calling them Hulk babies, because these babies are born so smart and strong and healthy, and they grow so robust. It's the coolest thing ever. So there's no downside to that. Now, if you're not sick and you're just looking to have a healthy pregnancy, a hyper-nourishing plant-based diet is the way to go. You're going to get everything you need. All right. Now, I don't think there's a downside to taking a multivitamin, a pregnancy vitamin. I used myself, oh gosh, what was it called? It was Rainbow. Oh, what was it called? It's been a while since I've been pregnant. Okay. I think it's Rainbow Light Prenatal. Again, I don't make or sell supplements, so I'll just tell you what I did. Yeah, it was Rainbow Light because it was like a food-based prenatal, just in case. I know I have more nourishment than most other humans who are just eating like when my mom was pregnant with me, she said she ate mostly like Dunkin' Donuts and mac and cheese. So already I know that the nourishment was better, but I don't think there's a downside to taking that, especially if you're having trouble eating. So when you're pregnant and you are nauseous and having trouble eating, just do the best you can to eat the right foods. What we have seen looking at women who have hyperemesis gravidarum, meaning that they have such bad pregnancy nausea that they lose weight during their pregnancies and can't keep any food down, and they still have healthy babies, because the babies will live off of your own body. So you also don't need to worry about that part. You eat the best you can of the healthiest foods on the planet, And then as that nausea passes and you're able to increase more foods, that's great. But that little tiny peanut is living just fine off of whatever food you can take in. Let go of the stress of it, okay? It's really, really important thing. All right. And Tampa Balance wants to know any recommendations on the type of blood work to get for small fiber neuropathy. So I'm sure your neurologist is doing all of the tests. Ones to make sure you add to it are things like vitamin levels like B12 and B6. Low B12 can cause all weird neurological issues, but high B6. So sometimes people don't realize they're getting multiple doses of B6 in their system from different vitamins. And B6 toxicity can also cause nerve damage. So that's one that I've seen in the past few years that has often gotten missed. So that look at that as well. Thank you, Anna E. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Scroll down more to Facebook. Okay, Ovidia wants to know, is 3 tablespoons of flax seeds and 3 tablespoons of chia seeds too much to eat in a day? I just started doing that and I feel good. Not at all. That's 6 tablespoons. And a half a cup, I believe, is 8 tablespoons. So no, we encourage people to get, especially if you're sick, a half cup a day is a great way to go. If you're well, a handful a day is awesome to maintain health. Okay. Neelan wants to know Kinley Guide Diet for protein leakage. I think you mean kidney. That was like kindly, kidney. Got it. Diet for protein leakage. We have extraordinary success in reversing kidney disease. We know how to optimize kidney function. So if you do not have kidney failure, you would do the same Goodbye Lupus protocol. If you have any level of kidney failure where you have to have water restriction, potassium restriction, then we start to alter the types of foods you can eat, like use the low potassium, omega-3s and vegetables, and do water restriction so that we get only as much nutrition as your body can handle so you can recover quickly. And that usually requires some personalization. But if you're not in kidney failure, but just having some protein in your urine, then just do the full protocol as is. Yes. Okay. Dr. G, so Megana Reddy wants to know, can pregnant women, like my cousin, do green smoothies, and can they take protein powder for low protein powder? So protein powder is processed and inflammatory. I don't recommend people do that. And you know, the recommendations around adding protein to pregnancy are wild, and I don't even know where they come from. But if you want to eat something that's protein dense, eat edamame, eat tofu, eat tempeh. But protein powder is processed, and it's got all these additives in it. It has sweetener, or whether it's real sugar or fake sugar, it's just not healthy. And pregnant women should be working on doing things to be healthier, right? So, how do you stop osteopenia when eating your way mostly raw and walking 6 days a week? Walking is not the kind of thing you need to do for reversing osteopenia. You need to do strength training. So strength training, you can start out with body weight, and then you actually move to actual weights. If you are not used to weight training, or you have injuries or disabilities, then please see a physical therapist or a personal trainer to help you work on that. But you need to do the actual strength training. So walking is not going to build the muscle. Squats will, right? Squats, weight training for things that are going to help all the different muscles, your core muscles, your hips, your legs, your shoulders, all that stuff. Strength training is key. Don't worry, you're not going to get massive. You will get strong and healthy, and it's super, super important. All right. I love all of you. I hope you are having a great rest of your day. If you are tired, plan some extra sleep. If you are stressed, go do some self-care or talk to people who make you feel good and feel better. Take good care of yourself emotionally, physically, nutritionally, and I will see you next time. I hope you have a great rest of your day.